All right, the New England Patriots. It was a very disappointing season last year. A lot of people are hyped up for it this year, and I don't think it's going to change that much. For those of you that are new, what we do here is we once a day recap a team. We preview and I guess recap and preview a team all summer long. It's the dog days of summer, so we're trying to dive into the world of football. A lot happens in the offseason, so we need to recap what happened in the offseason. First we start what happened last season, what do they do in the draft, what do they do in free agency, and then we kind of look at the upcoming schedule and kind of preview what the expectations betting wise are for this team. So today it's all thing New England Patriots, my Patriots, which this is going to be painful. But last year, I don't know if there was like much of an expectation, but you just kind of always feel good when you got Belichick there, right? You got Belichick.
Yeah.
You think things can't go too bad. Well, that was not the case last year. Nice 4-13 season. Granted, they were competitive in a lot of these games outside that New Orleans game. The one time I don't bet the Saints, they decided to actually win a game. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But just disappointing season last year. Obviously, Belichick let go from the team, and it's a whole new regime there. Judon Mayo is now your new head coach. We'll get to the draft stuff, but the big deal is they drafted their future quarterback, or at least they expect, in Drake May, but they brought back old faithful Jacoby Brissett. He's expected to start the season. What do you think about the Patriots last year? Were you kind of shocked that the Mac Jones and the Zappy Hour didn't work last year?
No, I was not surprised that Mac Jones or Zappy Hour did not work out. It's probably, in my opinion, it's probably the best thing could have happened for y'all at this point in time. If it was going to happen, it's about time for the Belichick regime to be done. I'm sorry. I know you don't want to hear that, but that ship had kind of sailed at this point. And it did work out good. I do think you got your quarterback of the future in Drake May there. So not a bad spot. Judon Mayo, I'm kind of anxious to see. That's one of the balls for life there. So I'm anxious to see how he kind of pans out as far as the head coaching spot goes. But obviously very disappointing season, especially to Patriots standards there for you guys. But I think it was time to kind of move in a different direction away from Belichick, and I think we'll kind of see. I think it's going to be a better season for the Patriots this year than some people expect. I don't think you're going to the playoffs or making a deep run or anything like that, but I think you are going to get a few more wins than people expect.
Super James, I didn't miss what you said there. That was hilarious. He says right after I did that ad read, he says, and here's where Cricket says, Hey, everyone should be growing beards. We don't need razors.
That's not true, man. I just want to know if the nuclear reactor test or whatever going to work if nuclear meltdown happens.
By the way, I meant to pull this up the other day too, Super James. My man, even when he misses a show, he always has a comment. He leaves a nice detailed comment breaking things. Like I appreciate looking at those, and I do go back and look at them. And I'll pull that one up after we do this. But Patriots, Super James is always there, checking in. Even when he misses shows, he's always commenting on stuff, which we appreciate. Which all you guys, you can find us on Rumble. Just search for Game On Show. We're wherever you get your podcasts. Or over on YouTube, Game On _picks or Game On Sports News and Picks. You can find everything in there. Then now we have the podcast. For those of you that like the audio version, you can find us Game On Sports News and Picks wherever you get your podcasts. But also the podcast version now uploads to YouTube. I'm just trying that out too, so you can either watch the stream or you can download the podcast version of it too. I don't know why you wouldn't want to watch the stream itself, but hey, either way, you get your options there. So go check us out. Hit the subscribe button. We really appreciate that. Yeah, the Patriots. It's let's see what they did this offseason. Nothing much.
Yeah, let's look at that a little bit. I'm looking here and I don't see any names that really.
Well, one thing we found out about the whole Belichick thing is it's more impressive of what him and Tom did, because we found out that Robert Kraft is a stingy old man. He's not using his money to build rosters. He's using money at these massage parlors, man. That's where his money goes.
Massage parlors expensive, man.
Especially and then they did him dirty. Here, his team is just winning championships for him, right? And then the parlors are the ones doing him dirty. But yeah, all jokes aside, he apparently Kraft has been super cheap. And if you go back and look in the last 10 seasons, the Patriots have spent the least amount of money than any other team in the league, which is just bizarre. All right, it's bizarre when you've got I mean, you got to remember this is during the second stint of Super Bowls for Brady and Belichick. But when you've got a quarterback in Brady who's constantly giving money back, you would think you would expect the team to spend some of their money to bring some pieces in and whatnot. But I don't know, man. I think it just goes to show that Brady Belichick thing. They were really good at getting people to come in on cheap contracts and buy into, hey, we're here to win. Right?
The Patriot way and all that stuff. Yeah, man, it's crazy. If I'm Tom Brady, I'd be calling Mr. Kraft, be like, hey, man, all that money I tried to save you, I'm gonna need a little bit of it back because you didn't spend none of it when I was there, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like you actually have a superstar that's willing to take a pay cut and to try to, better the team there. And then you got an owner like this that won't even spend the money, man.
Yeah. I mean, even now they still have, I think they have the number one cap availability still this season. Like they could pay some people. That's why they're talking about Brandon Ayuk going to the Patriots because they got the money to spend. But let's see. They release Lawrence Guy, Adrian Phillips. They release CJ Jackson. That one hurt. That one hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. They extended Hunter Henry, Jalen Rager, Josh Uche, and re-signed Alex Austin. They traded Mac Jones. Thank God, Mac Jones down in Jacksonville now. Wish him the best of luck. They signed Jacoby Brissett.
He gonna need it.
Yeah, he's expected to start for us too. They re-signed Kendrick Bourne and safety Jalen Hawkins. Let's see.
Like I said, I think you said it. Talk about one for me. I like KJ Osborne. He's not like a number one receiver or anything, or even a number two at that, but he is a solid number three in spots. I've watched him for the last couple of years up in Minnesota. He does have some flashes of brilliance there, but I mean, still not a top two wide receiver by any stretch.
Yeah. Let's hop over to their draft. This is the first post Belichick draft. So like we all know Belichick was the one behind everything beforehand. And here we are. I mean, obviously it was a no-brainer for them to take Drake May. That was the best quarterback available. That's the one I wanted them to take, and that's who they took. I know you're really hyped up on this guy. I was hyped up on him too, and then I saw his baby face, and now I'm kind of nervous. He seems like a hybrid. If we're just talking about looks, he looks like like if Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi had a baby, right? You know what I mean?
A love child.
Yeah, kind of looks like him. Kind of looks like it.
I like Drake May, man. He's got a big time arm. He's played a lot of college football. He's a leader in the locker room. Very, very bright guy. Understands the offense well. Kind of crushed a lot of his meetings with I think the Giants were pretty high on him and Brian Dabble.
Yeah, they were. They were trying to trade up.
Yeah. So, he kind of crushed some of his meetings there. Very bright guy. And like I said, has all the physical attributes to go with it. I really like Drake May a lot, man. He was my favorite quarterback in this draft for 2 years now.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. You know what? The Giants come out and act like they're so hyped for this dude, yet they wouldn't. I mean, if you really like the guy, if you were that hyped on him and you knew you could get rid of Jones after this season and have a guy come in right after him, they would have gave up more than what they were offering to trade up to 3. You know what I mean?
Did they really have all that much available, though? They were trying to salvage and save money to be able to pay Saquon and weren't able to do that. Obviously, you'd already given Daniel Jones all that money. I don't know that they really had that much to be able to work with.
I meant to trade up to get, like, you have draft capital, if you want to make a trade work, you make a trade work. You got draft picks.
You can, but I mean, that's the thing is, like, if you weren't going to sign Saquon, though, do you really want to give all that away?
I'm saying if this was if they were that hyped up on this quarterback, like they're trying to make it sound like he was the smartest guy that ever interviewed with them, then yeah, you would. You say, screw it. I don't care. We're going to give you a couple 3 first round draft picks. We want to move up and get that spot. Ooh. Now, I think it was smart of them not to do that. I'm just saying. I don't know how much weight I believe or I put into them saying, oh, yeah, this guy he blew our minds. It's like, okay, well, clearly not enough for you to trade for him.
Yeah, and that may have been much easier for you to say and do if you hadn't just gave Daniel Jones $160 million.
Yeah. And then in the second round, they take Jalen Polk out of Washington. That'll be interesting. I can't say too many nice things about this guy. He's a Husky.
Yeah. Yeah, he is a Husky, man. So,
but they put up a lot of numbers up there, all those wide receivers in Washington. So clearly this guy knows how to run routes and we'll see what he does. Started at Texas Tech, huh? That's interesting.
Everybody started somewhere else.
That's the new
nowadays.
thing now. Third round, they take a offensive tackle out of Penn State. I like that. I like beefing up the line. So, pretty good there. You got anything on this tackle from Penn State? We talked about tackle from Penn State the other day too, right? Didn't we?
Yes, the
For the
big boy that
Chargers?
win the Fasciano, I believe it is, that win the first round. That guy's a stud, but obviously a big bulky line there at Penn State, and a guy that's played quite a bit of college football in his own right. A big guy at 6'4", 314. So yeah, maybe a guy that can step in. I don't know if he's one of those dominant offensive linemen that you're going to see play for a decade plus, but he's a guy that definitely going to get some good valuable time in there.
Yep, and then they took another big boy, Layden Robinson out of Texas A&M, a guard. So they're like, hey, we drafted a quarterback. We got to draft some of these linemen. Hopefully, at least one of them hits. To be able to protect our new quarterback, our new investment here.
Right, and you got guys coming from big time conferences, like I said, that do have played against a lot of NFL caliber talent in the SEC and the Big Ten there. So, worth taking a chance on.
They went heavy on offense. They went so far all offense because next one they take a wide receiver out of UCF. I mean, they're like, let's protect our quarterback. Let's get him some weapons. Javon Baker here. He started at Alabama.
Once
Then he
again,
ended up going to UCF.
everybody started somewhere else.
I mean, he's got to be pretty good if he made Alabama, right? You know what I mean? Like those guys.
You at least got him to look at you. Yeah, there's at least some talent there, whether you can put it all together and stuff, and you got the work ethic and the mindset and all that stuff to make it work. But yeah, you obviously got some physical attributes if you ever found your way into an Alabama locker room.
I'm about to say, because some of those guys, like in 2020 and 2021, I mean, I wouldn't, if you were second string to some of those guys, I wouldn't blame you for that. I mean, they had some stud wide receivers.
Yeah, I mean, any year at Alabama, if you're just on the damn roster, like I said, you're a free 4-star to even be able to, get.
Oh, okay. And then they finally took a defensive back out of South Carolina. This guy started in Georgia Military College. Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, and you know what? They didn't really need to focus, I guess, on the defense because they do already have some young stars. Obviously, got Christian Gonzalez coming back from that injury, but he was looking like he was going to be defensive rookie of the year before he got injured. So, expect him to step up this year as long as he can stay healthy. Should be a good season for him. A lot of those guys come back nowadays just better than ever. So I'm not too worried, especially he's young. And then you got you've got your line and everything like that. I know some of those guys are waiting for another contract and whatnot. We'll get to their roster here in a second, but defense is pretty solid, and you would expect with Mayo there that it could continue to be solid. Who was it? I think Loki was the one that was saying, "Hey, our defense should keep us as that, like our defense alone should make us an average team." I don't know about that, but the defense is pretty solid.
It always is, man.
And then they drafted this guy, a QB for the future, possibly. Have you heard of this guy, Joe Milton, from Tennessee?
I've heard a little bit about my guy Joe, man. I love Joe Milton. Joe Milton.
What do you think about them snagging him in the late rounds?
I mean, the late round, it's worth. I mean, like I said, this guy's got a bunch of physical talent. They always talk about the ceiling. He's kind of a guy similar to and I don't know, obviously not as highly touted as an Anthony Richardson or something like that, but very similar skill sets as far as athletic freaks. Got a cannon there, can really make plays with their legs and all that. But I mean, hell, I've just watched Joe Milton now at several different stops. You saw him at Michigan and you've seen him down at Tennessee. I love Joe Milton. I love Joe Milton for staying the whole time and committing to the program and all that stuff. But I mean, we've just never really seen his ability to take over as a starter in an offense, man. Just never seen that.
Well, maybe this year's the year.
I mean, if you get the pieces are all there, bro. This guy can do everything on a football field that you would want him to do at that position. Whether he can put it all together at the same time, that is yet to be seen.
We'll see. He had a pretty decent year last year, right?
I mean, it was solid. He's no Hendon Hooker, but
20 TDs, 5 INTs, 7 rushing TDs. That's not bad.
He just, he's solid. He's solid. That's weird. The regime with Nico coming in and all that stuff. He wound up, I didn't like the way they did Joe in the bowl game. Basically, kind of left him without an option. They were going to start Nico in that thing, kind of forced Joe out. And I didn't think Joe deserved that because I thought Joe had given us everything he was supposed to and stayed committed to the program throughout. So I thought he should have been able to finish that thing out. And I don't really blame him for getting pissed off and not going with the team to the bowl game because I would have been a little fired up about that too because I feel like he did deserve to be able to finish that thing out.
Yeah, and this is apparently this was footage of him talking to the coach when he decided he wasn't going to go to the bowl game.
My fucking hat. Damn, actually.
So I see why there was some tension there between those two on the way out. And then the last pick in the 7th round took a tight end out of Florida State, Jaheim Bell. So
I like this guy, man.
Offense.
This guy is a kind of guy that was at South Carolina before he transferred to Florida State. He's just like a kind of a hybrid type tight end dude. They can mix him in as like some H-back formations and things. Really kind of let him leak out of the backfield, make some plays. Very athletic guy. I like Jaheim Bell. I think this is a good pick in the 7th round there, man.
Yeah, why not? Get someone behind Hunter Henry. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this roster. Oh my god, it's disgusting. I hate him. I hate him. We still have Zappy Hour though. God, I hope we get. I bet you Zappy gets cut though. I bet you he gets put down to the practice squad because you're gonna have Milton there.
I don't know though, man. I don't know that Joe Milton, obviously a much more physically gifted guy than Bailey Zappi, but I don't know that Joe Milton is a better quarterback than Bailey Zappi.
Yeah, but you kind of know what you got in Bailey Zappi, and the Joe Milton's the unknown, so they're always going to favor.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You know that could sell some tickets. The guy throws an 80-yard ball, and that sells some tickets.
Yeah, so we got Jacoby Brissett expected to start the season, but I would hope they would go a majority of the season with Brissett and let Drake May just kind of. You're not winning anything this year, anyways. Maybe we'll look at their schedule, but maybe the last quarter of the season, you let Drake May come out there and get some reps. But I would stick with Brissett, but you have to go with Brissett because you have to start the season with Brissett because you can bench Brissett, right? You can bench.
You can't bench straight. Yeah, you can't bench straight. It's not a good look if you do.
No, you're going to ruin his confidence. Like if they start with May and they need to bench him and they go to Brissett, they can't go back to May. Whereas if they start with Brissett, then they bench Brissett to see what they got in Drake May. And let's say they need to bench May for whatever reason. It might even just be playing bad, but they just be like, you know what, we just got you some experience, need to work on some things, but we want to protect you for next season. So we're going to go back to Jacoby. That's fine. Jacoby can handle that. May you can't go back to a guy after you bench a rookie.
You don't want to Zach Wilson him.
Oh God, no. Then we got Mondre Stevenson at running back. Antonio Gibson behind him. Kendrick Bourne, Demario Douglas, Jalen Polk, rookie right there is going to be a starter. That's crazy. I forgot we have Juju. Yeah, Juju.
God, is Juju still hanging out up there, man? Juju's still getting paid.
It sure is. I forgot about that. Got Jalen Reagor is 3rd string. Damn.
Man, talk about a guy that never, ever has panned out. And, he drafted 21st overall, I think, out of TCU. Yep. And has just never been able to get it working.
Yep. Defenses looks promising, though. Keon White.
Defense is strong, man.
Matthew Judon wants a contract extension. Pay that man. Just pay him.
I think you should pay him.
You just need someone to help him.
I think Judon earned it.
We got Jabril Peppers. I'm excited for that too. Man, I'm excited to see our secondary. Our secondary is going to be. I think in the next Patriot jersey I buy is going to be a good Christian Gonzalez one.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one to invest in, sir.
I want to wait though. I want to see what he looks like to start the season. He's got to earn it, right? He's got to earn it.
Yeah, he's gonna be all right.
Yeah, not much going on here though. I don't feel too great about my Patriots. Is there anything that we need to look at? I don't think. Let's see. Salary cap. I'm just gonna pull this up. We don't have to look and see who they're paying what. I just want to show you. Yes, we are 1st overall. I knew it. And ads are about to pop up any second. I bet any second. We're 1st in the league. We still have $41 million in cap space that we could spend this year. What are we doing?
That's what I'm saying, man. Pay some damn body, man.
It's not like you get to keep. Well, you get to keep some of it. It's not like you. I guess you do. Kind of get to keep it because it rolls over a 4-year average. Still, what are we doing? Matthew Judon is the highest paid player at $14.6 million. That's not a lot. That's not a lot for one player on the team.
Not at all, man.
My man is 2nd string. Juju is 2nd string, and he's making $10.2 million this year. Good for him.
Good agent, bro.
I'm proud of you. You don't even have to do much. Just show up. You got Jacoby Brissett making 7.8. Talk about good agent. 7.8 million.
For Jacoby? What?
Had a baby.
That's what I'm saying, man. What are we doing?
Drake May hasn't even taken a snap, and he's making 6.6 million. Proud of you. Proud of you.
It's crazy, man.
All right, let's get into their schedule. Let's get this over. Let's do the guess the lines. Oh boy, this is normally my favorite part of the show is playing guess the lines, but this one's gonna hurt today.
This one might sting a little bit today.
This one's gonna sting today. We might go big old goose egg on this one.
I'm gonna go exactly 1.
Exactly. I should remember some of these, but I don't. Okay. New England Patriots. We played guess the lines. What this is, people, we all the odds are up for all the games this upcoming season. And so what we do is I try to guess what the current odds are, and Cricket will tell me if I'm right or wrong. And we'll go through every single game. We like to set the over-under at 2.5 of how many I'm going to get exactly right. And it might be. See, look at this. You could start him after the bye, and he gets to play against Arizona. That feels about right. If you let him, if Brissett can stay healthy all season, and it's like, okay, bye week and late bye week 14, then let's, last 4 games of the season, let's start him against Arizona, right? And he gets to play Buffalo twice. I know that's not easy, but at least you get one round of playing Buffalo, and then you get to see how it'd be a good practice of like, okay, you just saw this defense. What adjustments can you make for the second game?
Yeah, that's fair.
Be a good practice. Anyways, we start off the season at Cincinnati. Ugh. Cincinnati minus 9.5 point favorites.
Patriots plus 9 at the Bengals.
Oh, I knew there was something with that one. That's gross.
I was like, no way he's gonna hit this one. No way.
Let's see. Wow. First 4 games of the season, 3 are on the road. So their first home game is going to be here against Seattle. Seattle minus 3.5.
Patriots plus 2.5 at home against the Seahawks. That's at plus 100 though. It's probably closer to minus 3 or plus 3 for the Patriots.
That's going to be disgusting, but I'm going to have to bet the Seahawks in that one.
Yeah, may not be a bad bet, sir.
May not be a bad bet.
No, cross country travel though. You got to travel all the way across country.
Yeah, we suck. It's early in the season too. Early in the season.
It's fair. You got Jacoby Brissett as your starting quarterback.
Yeah. Super Jane says, I think I got him under 5.5 and 4.5. Ooh. Will the Patriots win a game, says CU? No, they won't. Then short week, Thursday Night Football, they got to go take on the Jets. The Jets, 7.5 point favorites.
Patriots plus 7.5 at the Jets.
Ding, ding, ding. There's one.
Got one right there.
Then they got to go at San Francisco. San Francisco, 10.5 point favorites.
Patriots plus 11.5 at the 49ers.
Oh my God, that is disgusting. 11. I remember this now when we did the San Francisco one. I remember. That is gross. Ugh. Then look at this. We got 4 home games in a row, except for the home game against Jacksonville is actually overseas, so it's really not a home game. But we got to go home against Miami. Miami's got to be 7.5 point favorites.
Patriots plus 4.5 at home against the Dolphins.
That is mind blowing to me, Cricket. That doesn't make any sense.
That is pretty crazy there.
Why aren't we betting it? We should be betting this now.
I think
I'm gonna wire you some funds so you can make this investment on your own. That has nothing to do with me, of course, because I would never illegally bet in DraftKings.
No.
Home against Houston. Houston. Well, if Miami's 4.5, Houston's got to be. I bet there's 3.5 for Houston. 4. No, 4. I'll go 4 for Houston.
Patriots plus 4.5 at home against the Texans.
Are they going to say they're the same as Miami? Miami, Houston, the same? That's wild. That is wild to me. That is wild. Then we got to go overseas to Jacksonville. Neutral site Jacksonville, 3 point favorites in this one.
Patriots plus 6.5 at the Jaguars in London, I guess.
What do we? Neutral site? This don't make.
That's not a neutral site for the Jaguars, though. That's their damn home. That might as well be their home stadium. They play better there than they do in their home stadium.
Still, though, I mean, like, what are we doing? I know it's in New England, but Miami and Houston are only laying 4.5, and on neutral, you're gonna have Jacksonville laying 6.5. I mean, that doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Especially on all the power rankings, Jacksonville is way lower than Miami and Houston.
That's true. They did screw that up a little bit. So
Super James says, how is the best team at home against the worst team not 13.5? I guarantee you by the time they play San Francisco in week 4, it's going to be 14. I bet you it's going to be there.
Real close.
Then they're home against the Jets. What did we say? Was it 4? What was it? At New York was what?
You got that one right now.
I got that one right. That was 7.5. So now we're going to New England. Coming back from travel. We got to remember that coming back from overseas doesn't work out well. New York 6.5.
Patriots plus 4.5 at home against the Jets.
I was gonna say 4.5. Damn it! So they're not accounting for the travel then, because that should give you a couple extra points. They're not counting. We've seen all the stats. When you decide not to take the bye week, it doesn't usually work out well for you against the spread the following week.
You're right.
Okay, then they got to go to Tennessee. Tennessee 2.5 point favorites.
Patriots plus 2.5 at the Titans.
Ding, ding, ding.
That one's also even money, so probably closer to a -3 or something like that for the Titans.
At Chicago, I'm going to say Chicago is a 3.5 point favorite.
I actually do not think that I have this one listed, man. I'm not seeing it. I've been looking for the last 20 minutes trying to find this line, and I do not see it listed anywhere. So we actually do not have a line on that one.
Well, we'll say it's 3.5 because that's probably right. So
yeah, that's the one I was looking for. I was sitting here because I have 16 pulled up, and I was like, "Where is the game?" I've scrolled up and down this thing. I don't know how many times, and that's why that one. Oh no, there it is, 5.5.
Ew. They're giving Chicago way too much love.
I've been looking for that damn thing forever. I'm glad you got me to find that one. I was about to go nuts.
Home against the Rams. Rams should be 3.5 point favorites against the Patriots.
Patriots plus 4 at home against the Rams.
The hook. We're going down to Miami. 7.5 point favorites.
Patriots plus 7.5 at the Dolphins.
Ding, ding, ding. There's a third one. Let's go. Home against Indy. Indy 2.5 point favorites.
Patriots plus 2.5 at home against the Colts.
Ding, ding, ding. That's 4.
That's 4, man.
Okay. Can we hit the last 4 and break the record? Let's go. Then we head into the bye week, and then we go down to Arizona. Arizona is going to be a 2-point favorite.
Patriots plus 3.5 at the Cardinals.
Ooh, okay. I missed that one. Then they got to go to Buffalo. Buffalo 8.5 point favorite.
What? Patriots plus 8.5 at the Bills.
Oh, that's 5. Let's go. Home against the Chargers. Chargers 3.5 point favorites.
Patriots plus 2.5 at home against the Chargers.
I'm betting the Chargers. I forgot about that one. I'm betting the Chargers now. All right, then home against Buffalo. Buffalo 6-point favorites.
Patriots plus 3.5 at home against the Bills.
That doesn't make a lick of sense to me. All right. Well, we got 5, right? There we go.
Solid, sir. Double the total, man. All total, we got you some good plus money.
That's right. Okay. Okay, so let's look at some betting odds with them. We won't have to go into the futures market too long here.
We won't dive too deep in this, man.
They suck. Patriots are 22-1 to win the division. If you like setting money on fire, listen, I'll give you 50-1. All right. If you want to book that with me, you just send the money my way. I'll give you 50-1 odds on the Patriots to win the division. How about that? So anyone that wants to take me up on that offer, the Game On Will's Sportsbook is open.
That's fair. That's fair, sir.
That's good value. 50-1. You're getting good value. Send all the money my way for that.
Yeah, good value for you, sir.
We'll take it in Rumble Rants or a Cash App, whatever you prefer, but I'll book you right now.
I think I'm looking at taking these fools under 4.5 wins at plus 135, man.
Let's go look at that. Let's start there. That's probably better. We don't even need to look at the conference and the Super Bowl. It's a waste of time.
Don't put your good hard-earned money on that.
They ain't gonna do it. So we'll go regular season wins first. I can't believe people in my house are still asleep. Over under 4.5. Ooh, the over is minus 150. Under 4.5 plus 120. That is a good bet.
I think so too. I like the under 4.5.
I got good value on Biden yesterday. I put a good chunk of change on Biden to be the nominee. I got almost 3-1 on it.
Let's go. That's a winner.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's dropping out. I know all these reports came out the other day that he's made a deal. But I honestly believe that's just one side that wants him out, just putting stories out there to put more pressure on him. I don't think
Yeah.
they're doing it. I don't think he's dropping out. So
I don't think so either.
I put a little bit too much. I put about 10 units on him, not
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Do they even have an alternate one for them? Here, let's see.
We've got some. You can go under 3.5 on DraftKings plus 235. You can go over 5.5 at plus 165.
Yeah, under is that 2 plus 275 here, under 3.5. Can you go over with them? Over 6.5?
Over 6.5 plus 240.
Plus 250 right here. Man, I feel like I know you got to lay a lot of juice, but I would rather, if I'm going to lay minus 325 or minus 350, I'd rather go under 6.5 wins than over 3.5 wins.
Yeah.
I think that's a lock right there. That's one of those ones where, like, the guy that bets Rory every single time not to win a major. This one, if you're not afraid to lay juice, that's value. There's no way the Patriots are getting 7 wins. I don't even care if Drake May is the next Tom Brady. It ain't happening.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Not this year, man. Not enough on that roster.
No, you can't have 41 million in cap space. I mean, we're looking at that with the Broncos the other day, right? And then what was the other team? Yeah, it was the Broncos and then the Bills. Remember, the Bills have 58 million in dead cap that are. You can't do that and expect to win 7 games. It's just not going to happen.
No, not going to happen. Not
Maybe if you
had
had Bill and Tom in their prime, but he's still that ain't happening, dude.
Nope, they ain't walking back through that door anytime soon, man.
Don't say that.
Facts, sir. Just facts.
There's not even any really. I guess the only futures that we could look is offensive rookie of the year, because you're not going to get coach of the year. You're not going to get you might get a defensive player of the year, actually. So we'll look at offensive rookie of the year, and then we'll go look at defensive player of the year. Drake May 18-1. I mean, it's a good number, but I don't think there's a chance. First of all, he's not even expected to start.
I don't think he's going to get a big enough body of work on a team that's good enough to be able to really make a splash in that.
And you got to be semi-good to kind of win these, compared to, I think all these other guys have better shots than him.
Yeah, better teams.
Yeah. Let's go defensive player of the year. Let's see, because we might have to scroll down a little bit, but I'll tell you what. I'll tell you who not to bet on unless they get a contract extension. Do not. Ooh, that's a good number though. Matthew Judon, 66-1. Do not bet to that unless he gets his contract extension.
Right.
Because my man's going to be saving his body this season if he doesn't get one, because he's going to know that free agency, he's going to get one last nice contract as long as he can stay healthy. So I would not bet him there. But one that I would bet, if they have it on here, which I don't see they do. Did I miss it?
Christian Gonzalez.
They don't have him listed on here.
No, they probably don't. With them being
they got Witherspoon on here, but they don't have Gonzalez.
Yeah, but Gonzalez being a second-year player coming back off an injury, probably not going to.
I mean, Witherspoon's a second-year player, not coming off injury, but still.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The not coming off injury factor is probably what you said. I was trying to see if I had him listed on here. I don't see him listed either. It's the injury factor, the question marks.
All right.
Because the guy was playing pretty good before he went down.
Well, as exciting as that was, there's the New England Patriots. If you can find any bets that says will they actually, let's see if we can find that. Let's see. To make the playoffs, just bet the no. Do we have any who's going to be the worst team in the league?
I haven't seen that one. You get the Patriots to make the playoffs plus 900. Don't do that either.
Matthew Judon over under 10.5 sacks. I think I'm going to go under. If he doesn't get an extension, I'm going to go under 10.5 sacks.
I think that's a good bet.
Ramondre Stevenson's over under 40.5 receptions. Probably would look at the over on that one.
Yeah. maybe.
I will look over because you got Brissett, veteran quarterback, knows how to check down. But then also, if May gets in there, as long as Stevenson's healthy for the season, the rookie quarterback's going to be checking down a lot too, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
True.
That might not be a bad bet.
Might not be.
Might not be.
I can live with that. But
I don't see if you can find them who will end up with the worst record in the league. I would look at taking the Patriots there. Let's see. Ooh, here it might be your team performance. Yeah, fewest wins. They're the favorite at plus 350.
Probably
And
not.
Carolina and Broncos. I'd probably take the Patriots there.
Yeah.
And then Patriots starting QB week 1. Jacoby Brissett minus 400. That's a lock.
Yeah.
That's a lock.
Yeah, they're not going to start in week 1. Not Drake May.
Record after 5 games. This one's fun. They're favored to have 1 win after 5 games. Let's look at it. Remember, they start the season off 4 games on the road. So let's see. I think I'm going to bet the 0. What's the 0? What do we got right there for 0? It's plus 350. I think you bet that. Tell me who they're beating. Cincinnati, Seattle, Jets, Niners, Dolphins. The only one they have there is a home against Seattle. It could potentially be a winner. And I don't think that's – and they're underdogs. They're underdogs in all those games.
Yeah. No, I don't see a win in one of those first 5.
I think if you bet – I think this is what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to bet the 0 wins after 5 games at plus 350. And then in that Seattle game, I'll just be keeping my eye on it if I need a live bet out of it. You know what I mean? We can live bet a little bit against it.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I think once you get past week 2, you can just count that as a – I know it's the NFL. Weird things happen, but
yeah,
new pieces, new coaches, new offense, new defense trying to mesh together. I think it's going to take a while, and that schedule does no favors to them. And you can give me plus 350, Cricket? This might be the best bet we found today.
Probably is. Yeah, probably is. One I got the most confidence in anyway.
All right. Well, there we go. That's the New England Patriots, ladies and gentlemen. That was some fun. That was some